All right, continuing on with talking about the Doctor Who genesis of the Daleks, retelling what happens, going back to Spoiler Town. Okay, so then this is back with the interrogation on Skaro with the young general, where he's interrogating the Doctor and Harry, and then the Doctor takes control of the situation, knocks the gun out of the general's hand. Okay, so the black clad soldiers, the opposition to the Thals. The black clad soldiers, they are called Khalids, which is an anagram of Daleks. An anagram. So I'm pretty sure I know what that word means, but like the other word I looked up in a previous Doctor Who video, anachronism. I'm gonna define this one. Just in case anyone is not familiar with that word. All right, here we go. Anagram. That is a word, phrase, or name formed by rearranging the letters of another, such as cinema, formed from Iceman. Origin late 16th century from French anagram, or modern Latin anagramma from Greek ana, back, anew, plus gramma, letter. So there's a fun word to know, anagram. So just rearranging the letters and you get another word. So Khalids is an anagram of Daleks. 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 Okay, the young general thinks the Doctor and Harry are mutos. So that's obviously an abbreviation of the word mutant. So the general says only mutos live in the wasteland. Alright, and then later the Doctor and Harry escape. The general tells the security officer, whose name is Niter, he says, there's something different about them, the Doctor and Harry. Then he decides they're not Thals, and they're not mutos. They're just different. And they are. Alright, and then Niter says, we'll find out what's different about them by autopsy. So not a very nice guy, this Niter. He's another one that gives off quite a Nazi vibe. I guess a SS vibe. Maybe not SS. He gives off a vibe of like a high Nazi official person. All right, and then the Doctor and Harry are captured again and are brought to Niter. Niter tells them about Davros, saying he's their greatest scientist. Niter tells the Doctor that mutos are the scarred relics of the Collets. Monsters created by the chemical weapons used in the first century of this war. They were banished into the wastelands, where they live, savage like animals. Like animals. Then Niter says, we must keep the Khalid race pure. There it goes back to the Nazi similarity to the idea of the goal of behind the Nazism, wanting to keep the race pure. Okay, so then he goes on to say, Niter, imperfects are rejected. All right. Then Sarah is pursued by mutos, and from behind a wall, she observes Davros testing a Dalek. Davros has a wrinkled face. All right. So, I tried to show it earlier. I'll show him again. So he's the actor he's playing this, he's wearing this this mask, so he has this really wrinkled scary looking face, like with this, he's got this scowl, and his eyes they're closed. I guess they're his eyes are not working anymore, his normal eyes that he has, but he has this like kind of looks like a lens, or like a gem, probably like a lens, like a glass or plastic in appearance eye. He's got an eye on his forehead, so he can't see through his normal eyes, but he sees through his forehead. But he's all wrinkled and scary looking, kind of like greenish. So it's a scary looking character, Davros. And he's got this scary voice. They do something with that affects the his voice, the actor's voice. It's very effective. He when he speaks, he sounds like fanatic, like maniacal. Oh, he's in like I showed the picture. He's in like a, it looks like a sci-fi version of a wheelchair. It looks like just the bottom part of what the Daleks ride around in. And he only has one arm that he can use, where he controls the functions for his sort of like a wheelchair thing that he rides around on. Okay, so Davros, he's controlling the Dalek. Um, he's got like these switches on his sci-fi type wheelchair thing, He's pressing switches, and he's controlling the Dalek as it shoots at targets. After Davros and the Dalek leave, Sarah is surrounded by Mutos. And later, Niter takes the Doctor and Harry to be further interrogated. When Niter leaves, the Doctor says, "Good, now he's gone." This is funny. This is a funny moment. So Niter leaves, and then the Doctor and Harry is left with other military figures. Okay, so the Doctor says, "Good, now he's gone. Any chance of a cup of tea?" So a very British thing to say. Okay, so one of the officers, an officer says, "What?" The Doctor says, "Or coffee. My friend and I have had a very trying experience." And then he turns to his companion and he says, "Haven't we had a very trying experience, Harry?" Harry says, "Very trying, Doctor." The officer, the officer tells the Doctor and Harry to step into the security scan. So I thought that was a funny moment where Tom Baker as the Doctor is just making light of the situation, not taking the officers seriously. So funny Tom Baker moment there. Oh, there's more. There's more. So after the officer gets irritated, he says, Step into the security scan." And then the Doctor says, "What? No tea?" The officer says, "Let me point out to you that you have no rights whatsoever." The officer says, "I have full authority to torture and kill any prisoner who does not comply absolutely with my orders. That is your first and last warning." Okay. And then the Doctor says, "No tea, Harry." I like the way Tom Baker delivered that line, especially. He said it very seriously, like, "Oh, no tea, that's a serious thing. Can't have the tea." So I really like the way Tom Baker delivered that line there. Okay, so Harry is taken through a scanner, then the Doctor is taken through the scanner, and the officers, they discover the time ring, which is on the Doctor's wrist, and they confiscate it from him. I guess that's a good place to stop for now.